Good day, Vibal, and welcome to our Speakers Demo Reel webinar series. For the demo teaching today, the topic will be on Pandemic or Not, Water is Essential. Easy to prep lesson on water using games and closure activities. Before we begin, take note of the following reminders. We will be posting the Zoom link in the comment section before our demo teaching starts. And the first 5 participants to join the meeting will be allowed to have close interaction with the speaker. The participants will serve as students for this session, and they will get a copy of the speaker's presentation at the end of the webinar. For those who will be chosen, make sure that your microphones are muted unless you are asked by our speaker to unmute.
Do you enjoy learning with Vibal? Make your experience even more exciting by becoming a Vibal Group fan. Exclusive perks await fan subscribers. Get access to exclusive webinars. Enjoy free teaching resources. Check out exclusive content. Get discounts on Vibal products. All of these for only 55 pesos a month. Exciting, right? Subscribe as a fan now. Here's how. Visit, click, follow. First, visit Vibal Group's Facebook page. Then click Become a Supporter to purchase a monthly subscription. Lastly, follow the prompts that appear on your screen. But don't confuse this for top fan. Nuh-uh! It's a different thing. You need to follow the easy steps. Visit, click, follow. Be a Vibal Group fan and enjoy exciting perks today.
Before we begin, take note of the following reminders. Make sure you are registered to the webinar to have your e-certificate of participation. Visit certificate@vibalgroup.com to generate your proof of attendance. Place your questions on the comment box allotted during the session, and they will be addressed by our speaker later on. Share the video using hashtag LearnAs1PH as our official hashtag to our Vibal webinars. Experience learning, ka-Vibal? And now, to proceed with our webinar this afternoon, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our notable speaker for today. Ms. Alas graduated as cum laude from PNU Manila. She has completed her academic requirements for her master's degree in educational leadership and management. At present, she is affiliated with Lacandula Elementary School in Manila for 3 years. She also serves as a school's website administrator and co-ICT coordinator. Above everything, she prefers calling herself a work in progress and a child of God. My dear teachers, let us all welcome Miss Jodeline Alas.
Good afternoon po mga kabibal. Allow me to take this chance po to start by giving my gratitude to Vibal Group for this another blessing, another opportunity to share, to be heard, and to serve. I will always be thankful po. Thank you so much. Now, to my very supportive LDS family, from our very own principal, Dr. Miriam B. Colliantes, to all my co-teachers, hello po and good afternoon. Finally, and most importantly, to all of you here po, mga kabibal, my co-educators, I am very happy to be with you po. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Friday and good afternoon. Let us start this hour of learning po by you answering these questions I prepared. Now, I will not be able to see all of your answers po, but on your own, silently, I want you po to reflect and answer these questions honestly. Teachers, how are you? How's your class? Whatever your answer is to these two questions po, I want you to keep in mind that you are someone that we can be very proud of because you already survived many months of this trying time and we are going to brave the other months to come. So teachers, courage. I want you po to at least learn something today as we talk about water being essential, pandemic or not. Today, I offer to you po a demonstration for an easy to prepare lesson on water using games and closure activities. Okay, I'm just fixing po my view here. Okay, before we continue. Okay. There you go. I want to see po kasi who are my participants today. Okay, let's continue. So mga kabibal, our desire po to have fun online class while facing the challenges of limited time and other teaching responsibilities is really challenging. However, this is still possible for us teachers. Now, I hope po that this demo reel today will be one help for us to be able to achieve that. Before anything else, I want to explain to you, teachers, how this demo reel today will actually work. This demo reel po will be having three parts. The first part will be me introducing to you why we need to include games and closure activities. The second part will be the demonstration. And then at the end of the demonstration, we are going to allocate po time for discussion, reflection, and some reminders. I want to emphasize po teachers that the things I will share today comprise of my own experiences as a teacher and of course, the knowledge and inspiration from different sources. I'm taking this opportunity po to present to you here my references for my previous demo reel. A reminder that no copyright infringement intended for the sharing and that the amazing works of these authors and works are helpful not just for the talk but for my teaching practice as well. There you go. Now, presenting to you po my references. These are my references. Okay, for today's demo reel. Again, no copyright infringement intended, but I want to emphasize that these brilliant works are very helpful for this talk and for my teaching journey too. Okay, let us start. Teachers, whenever we attempt to have fun and enjoyable learning activities for our learners, games are actually teachers' friends. Well, you can say that using games is not new. Some of you po may even say this is something we're very used to already, nothing new. But I want to emphasize today po that using games will be very helpful for our online classes. As long as we know how to maximize their use, we know when to properly use them, and of course, if we know which ones are possible for online distance learning. Now, we are going to be able to use games effectively. Also, if we know which ones are easy to prepare. And later, I'll be showing to you some that are very easy to prepare for our online classes. Okay, teachers, as we aim for meaningful, engaging, and enjoyable learning experience, games will be helpful po because they can actually grab the students' attention and engage them actively. Of course, when we succeed in getting the attention of our learners, their learning of the content will be reinforced. Our students will be able to pay attention to the details. And with that, they will be able to focus on other tasks of the lesson as well. This will result to active learning and not a passive one. Generally, this will increase the class positivity in your different subjects. In my own experience po, I really consider using games as a learning task, yes, but a learning task that feels like a break from task because it's actually fun. Now, this is also my secret to making my learners notice and remember my class. Also, because I'm not a fan of tedious lesson, this saves me from long lectures. So for today, mga kabibal, I will show you po that there are actually games for online classes that are easy to prepare. Okay. Another strategy I want you to give attention to later in the demonstration is the use of closure activities. We usually call this teacher's exit ticket, right? Okay. Familiar, but if we are going to use it and encourage the use of it, this can even be served as one way for assessment for both teacher and learner. It will stimulate our students' analysis, allow focus on our instructional strategies, and this one I really agree with this statement of Miller on his article. It says this will serve as an open communication of the learners to the teacher. And later I'll show you that this really is something possible. Okay, today for teachers, we will use a closure activity as one of the teaching strategies that will allow the learners to reflect. Of course, just like that of the games, I will show you a closure activity that is easy to prepare and facilitate. I want us po to realize that the use of closure activity will not be additional activity to consume the time. If we are going to use this effectively and correctly, this will even be our means to save time. Okay, so before going to our demonstration, I have here po few reminders I need to clarify to you. Okay, for us to be able to focus on the very intentions of our demo reel today, there will be parts of the usual lesson which we will skip, only for now. Okay, so those parts such as po, the creative attendance, health report, drill, review, and the last formative assessment, they are all very important parts of the lesson, right? But for the reasons of still having time at the end for the discussion and for us to focus on the use of the strategies I mentioned, for now, we will skip them. Okay, let us now go po mga kabibal to our demonstration proper. Okay, so for this demonstration, there are teachers who successfully joined our meeting today. Okay, our Zoom meeting for the day. And these teachers po will act as my learners for today. Okay, so let me just see po how many learners I have here because I will be calling them later. Okay, they will be participating in our activities later. Ayan. Okay, let me just open the chat as well for me to make sure, okay, that they will be participating later. So, my dear teacher learners who will act as my students po later, good afternoon. May I request you po to please participate actively. The accomplishment of this demonstration will only be possible with your participation. Okay? And of course, allow me po to consider you like my real student for today because that will set me in the mood. Okay, so please participate actively and just be yourself, then enjoy this demonstration. I am thanking you in advance for your time and for your help today. Okay. Okay, sorry. Let us now start our demonstration. So my dear teacher learners, children, okay, please type something in the chat area. Type I just for me to know that we may already start and you're ready to participate. Maybe type I in the chat area. That will tell me that you're ready for this demonstration. Go. Wow. I think I have here participative set of students. Okay. Those teachers po who are joining and watching now using the YouTube channel of Vibal, you may use your live chat, okay, for participating. I will be able to see that as well, but I just will not be able to call you, but that will be another experience no when you're trying to answer. Okay, let's start. Let's start this demonstration with the help of my teacher learners today. Good afternoon, grade 4. Thank you for joining me today, mga anak. I am very happy to be with you for this day, and I hope that this day will be a meaningful and blessed day for all of us as we try to learn from one another in this science class. Now, we will only be able to start our new learning with the help of this friend. Okay, my dear children, do you know who this friend is? Nope.
Teacher, it's
Okay.
familiar.
Wow. Okay, thank you. So,
Mm-mm.
again,
One of the characters in Dora.
That's right. Very good. It's a pleasure to introduce to you, children, our friend for the day, Grumpy Old Troll. You are correct, Anak. This is one of the characters in Dora the Explorer, right? And for today, our friend, Grumpy Old Troll, will allow us to cross the bridge. Okay, because this character is someone who lives under the bridge. Okay, according to him, we will only be able to cross the bridge of learning if we can answer this riddle, or in Filipino, bugtong. So grade 4, let us answer this riddle. I want you to type I if you know the answer for me to be able to call you and for you to share your answer to the class. Let's start. Riddle, riddle. I'm clear and clean for you to drink. I help you rinse the virus away. Plants grow as I pour on them. Who am I? Okay, they are very fast. Yes, Jean. Yes, Jean. What is your answer for this?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you
Good
hear me?
afternoon. What's
My
your answer
answer
now?
is water.
Wow, let's see if your answer is correct. Okay, Jean, I'll be giving you point for that. It's correct.
Thank you,
The
ma'am.
answer for the riddle, anak, is water. Okay, thank you for that. Now, because you were able to answer our riddle, we can now continue to our journey for the new learning. I want you children to read first the things that we're going to accomplish today. Okay, so just type I if you would like to read aloud for the class our objectives. Okay, let's call Marielle. Marielle, please read our objectives.
Today, we will explain the use of water from different sources.
Great. Another one.
Our responses to activities about the uses of water from different sources and communicate the importance of protecting water sources.
Wow, thank you. You're a good reader, anak. I believe that your classmates were able to hear clearly and understand our objective today because of your good reading. Thank you. Okay, let's achieve these objectives one by one as we learn more about water. Now, let's learn more about water by playing a game. Okay. Children, this game is called Tell Me Quickly. This will be our first game for the day. What I want you to do for this first game is to just use your fast typing skills. Okay, so you just need to type very quickly for this game. What are we going to do here? Okay, children, within 10 seconds, you will type what will be asked of you. Now, you have to wait for me to say go before you say or you send your answer in the chat area. Okay, and then after that, of course, I will be choosing somebody from you to share the answer you type. Let's
Okay,
begin.
teacher.
Thank you. Let's begin. Okay, grade 4. Tell me quickly. Two places or things where we can get water from. Okay. Ready? Go. Okay. Type your answers as fast as you can. Nice one. Time's up. Okay. See, you should be sending your answers very fast enough. Thank you, children. I can see your answers on the chat area. Let's begin sharing your answers to the whole class. May I request Ellie? Ellie, may you please share to me, to us, your answers?
Hello, ma'am. Good
Hello.
afternoon. My answers are ocean and well. Am I right, ma'am?
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Anak. Good
Thank you,
job.
ma'am.
I'm giving you points for that. Let's call somebody else to share as well. I'll be calling this time. Okay, Marielle, share to us your answers.
My answers are river and pond.
Good job. Nice one. Okay, let's call this time Jean. What about you, Anak? What are your answers for this?
My answers are ocean and river.
Wow, good job. See, as simple as that, you were able to tell me already the places or things that come to your mind when we think of water or when we talk of water. So, children, in that simple game, you were able to share to me already the different sources of water. Let's talk about your answers, okay? And then let me add few more. Okay, good job, children. Did you know that we can also get water beneath the surface of the earth? Okay, now this is a source where we can get a type of water we call groundwater. Okay, now when we say groundwater, you can find this under the ground, okay, underground, and in the cracks and spaces in soil, sand, and rock, just like this one. All right. Now, this is a type of water that has plenty dissolved minerals. Now, children, may you please type in the chat area groundwater just for you to remember that we can find groundwater beneath the surface of the earth. Go, type it. So just you will remember as well the spelling for this. Just type there groundwater. Okay, very good. Okay, good job. Let's go to the next one. Okay, your answers in our game earlier are all correct because you mentioned different water forms. And some of the water forms you mentioned are big water forms such as the sea and the ocean. Now, children, these two are sources of water too, and we can get their salt water. Okay, from the word itself, salt water. It is salty, children. It has plenty of salt. If you have been to a beach, then maybe you're familiar with this. Now, type in the chat area just for you to remember this clue word, salt water. Go. Very good. Thank you, children. Okay, let's learn some more. Okay, you mentioned earlier other smaller water forms like river. They are also correct, children, because these water forms also provide us with water. In fact, the type of water they give us is called fresh water. Okay, this time fresh water has no salt. We also call this surface water. All right. Go, children, type in the chat area fresh water. Or if you want, you may type there surface water. They are the same. Go. Good job. Thank you, children. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now, let's continue with the game. It hasn't ended yet. Let's continue with our Tell Me Quickly game. Children, this time, I will just ask you to answer one or to type one answer, okay? So what are you going to give me this time or tell me quickly this time? Grade 4, tell me quickly one use of water now, especially now that we stay at home because of the pandemic. Okay? Go. Wow, they are really fast in terms of answering. Very good, children. Nice one. Thank you. Very good. Time's up. Okay, good job. Let's hear your answers, okay? May I call Marielle? Marielle, anak, please share your answer.
We use water to wash our hands.
Very good. Nice one. Let's call Ellie. Ellie, what about you, anak? What's your answer?
We use water to wash away the virus.
Great. Thank you, anak. Okay, of course not, but not the least. Jean, what is your answer?
We use water to clean our house.
Very good, Jean Alaika. Now I am very proud of you, children. See, you were able to write different uses of water. Now that we are staying at home because of the pandemic, just imagine how essential water is, especially this time, right? I think it is just right for us to appreciate more, okay, the uses of water beyond the pandemic. So, children, I want us to learn more about the different uses of water by playing another game. So, this time, children, I want you to act like investigators in playing Two Truths and a Lie. What are we going to do here? I will just be giving you different sentences, children. Okay? These sentences are about the uses of water. Now, two of the three sentences I'll show are truths. Okay? And then we are going to look for the lie. I want you to type I if you want to share your answer. Let's start. Grade 4. Investigate carefully, read silently, and look for the lie. Type I if you're ready to share your answer. Read carefully and look for the lie. Okay, that was fast. Ellie, what is your answer, Anak? Which is the lie?
I think, ma'am, the lie here is the last sentence. Freshwater can be home for sharks and other big aquatic animals.
Let's see. Thank you for investigating. Ellie, that's correct. Okay, the third sentence is the lie. Good job. Now, Ellie, because you were able to find the lie successfully, may you please read for the class the two truths about the uses of water? Go, Anak.
Okay, ma'am. Fresh water can be used for cleaning.
Very
Fresh
good.
water can be used for preparing food.
Very good, Steve. That's how important water is in our lives. Thank you, Ellie. I'll be giving point for you, of course. Let's have the next sentences. Okay, grade 4. Investigate carefully, read silently, and look for the lie. Type I if you're ready to share your answer. Which is the lie? Type I if you're ready to share your answer. Anyone? Is this a difficult set of sentences to investigate? Type I if you want to share your answer for this one. Which is the lie? Okay, Ellie's trying to answer again. Let's wait for some more moment, Anna. Okay, and then I'll call you if the others are still thinking of better answers. Anyone? Okay, Marielle. Thank you, Ellie. Ha? Now let's give Marielle a chance to share her answer. Marielle, which is the lie?
I think the second sentence is the lie.
Please read.
Fresh water cannot be used for swimming or boating.
Okay, very good. That is a lie. Because fresh water can be used for swimming or boating. Nak, Marielle, may you please read the two truths about the uses of water this time?
Fresh water can be used for watering plants. Fresh water can be used for recreation.
Very good. Thank you, Marielle. I hope that you keep in mind these uses of water. Thank you, Anak. Let's have okay, a question this time before we continue with the last part of our game. Children, can you think of other uses of water that is not yet mentioned in our game? Any other uses of water that comes to your mind but not yet mentioned in our game? Of course, you may type I if you want to share your answer. Oh, Marielle already typed. Oh, Marielle first. Marielle, share your answer now.
We use water for drinking.
Very good. Exactly. We use it for drinking. What about you, Alaika? What's your answer?
Same answer with Mariel, ma'am.
Same answer with Marielle. Yes, because that's the first thing that will come to our mind, when we think of water. We use it for drinking. Thank you. Let me share some more to you, children. Okay. Did you know we can use water for irrigation of the farms? Okay, and for livestock watering as well. So that's how important water is. Now, let's go and finish our game. Two truths and a lie. Grade 4. Investigate carefully, read the sentences silently, and look for the lie. Type I if you're ready to share your answer. Okay, Alaika,
I think the lie is the last sentence.
please read Anna.
Seawater can be used directly for drinking.
Okay,
That's
let's
a lie.
see. Is that a lie? Very good. Thank you so much, Jean. We cannot drink seawater directly. Okay, that will be unhealthy for our bodies. Thank you. A point for you, of course, anak. Jean Alaika, may you please help me read the truths about uses of water we have here?
Number one, seawater is habitat for aquatic plants and animals. Second, freshwater can be habitats for some animals like shrimps and crabs too.
Very good. Thank you so much, Alaika. With that, we can say that water is also very important, not just for us humans, but for the animals as well. Thank you so much, children, for participating in that game. Now, because you keep on proving to me that you're a good reader, you're a good investigator, okay, and a good learner, then I have one last challenge for you. Okay, let's do an activity we call Would You Rather? Children, just choose between these two and tell me your answer. Would you rather lose water on Earth or protect our water sources? I will give you time to answer this. You may answer by saying, I would rather, your choice, and of course, your reason. I'll give you time to think of your answer, mga anak. And then you may type I anytime you're ready. Would you rather lose water on Earth or protect our water sources? Just type I when you're ready. Okay. I think this you children are very good in terms of participating. I'm very happy. Okay, let's hear it from Alaika. Alaika, what would you rather have?
I would rather protect our water sources than lose water on Earth because water is very important.
Okay, thank you so much, anak. Water is very important according to Jean. Okay, let's have another one. Marielle.
I would rather protect our water source than lose water on Earth because we cannot survive without water.
Very good. Thank you, Anak. Good job. Okay, let's hear one more answer, okay? Ellie.
Ma'am, I have the same idea with Marielle.
Yes. Sige, please say it again, Anak. It's okay.
I would rather protect our water sources than lose water on Earth because water is very important and we cannot live without it.
Very good. Okay, thank you so much, children. You're all very good. And because of your answers, I'll give you additional point for your recitation. Okay, there's something Alaika wants to add still. So, Alaika, yes, you may share it, Anak.
Water is one of the physiological needs that we have to that we need to
Very good.
live.
Okay, very good, anak. Okay, thank you for sharing that and adding that to our to your sharing. That's correct. Okay, it's one of our primary needs, and just like what you said, children, water is very important. As I said, it is essential, pandemic or not. So together with you, children, let us protect our water sources. Your other classmates and Ma'am Alas will be with you in protecting these water sources, not just for the present, but for the future. Thank you so much, children. Of course, our class will not end without us reflecting, okay, and trying to improve ourselves. Children, this time, on a scale of 1 to 4, how well do you think did you do today? Okay, so for this time, children, I want you to give yourself a score. Okay, a score for yourself. I want you to pick from these four numbers your score. And then, of course, you need to have reason for that. Children, you may give yourself for as high as 4 if you think you did very well today. And then, you may give yourself a point that is lower if you think you did your best, but there are still some areas you want to improve with. Okay? So, children, please give yourself a score. Type your scores in the chat area. Wow. Okay. What about the others? Mm-hmm. Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Keep your scores coming in. Good job. Okay, thank you so much, children. I know that whatever score it is that you give yourself, you have your reasons, right? And whatever score it is that you think you deserve, use that as a challenge for you to improve yourself, okay, and be better as a learner, especially for the coming other synchronous classes that we're going to have. Children, later when you have time after this class, you may go to our Google Classroom. I posted a Google form there. You know how to do this, right? You may share there your reason for the score that you gave yourself. That way, I will be able to read it on my own, and you'll be able to share to me the reasons for that score. Okay, so later, don't worry, I'll be reading your answers. I'm very excited to see your answers. And because of with your answers, I will be able to reflect as well and improve myself together with you. Thank you so much, children. Okay, mga kabibal, this is not yet the last part of a lesson, right? Of a class, but we will assume and pretend po that this part and the last assessment were done already for us to be able to proceed with the short explanation part and short reflection part of this demo reel. Okay, now my teacher learners. Thank you so much. Okay, you are very participative. You are, thank you. I just want to say thank you through this Zoom. Okay, sending my gratitude through this Zoom. Okay, thank you for joining. And I hope that you enjoyed our simple, easy to prepare lesson and demonstration for water. Thank you so much, children. Thank you so much, teacher learners. Thank you po. Okay. Now, I think after that demonstration, we are now ready for some more discussion and reminders. Okay, if you will notice po, in terms of the games, I use games such as Tell Me Quickly, Two Truths and a Lie, and I think a couple more other games. Now, why did I decide to use this game? Teachers, it's because these are just some of the games we have there that will require us little to no preparation. Okay, if you observe, teachers, I only use PowerPoint presentation, no other apps. Okay, my point here is to make you realize po that you do not need to have advanced technological knowledge and skills, okay, to use games in a lesson. Okay, those games we use for the demonstration, they can actually be facilitated even without a PowerPoint presentation, right? Only if the teacher is good with giving instructions, good with communication. So the idea of that demonstration is to show to you for teachers that the materials we have, those applications we are very used to, just like PowerPoint presentation or maybe whiteboards, they are enough, okay, for us to be able to use games and make our lessons and classes fun. Okay? So teachers, do not be afraid po to use games. I believe that these games, no matter how used we are to them already, they will rescue us from having boring classes. Okay, anyway, let us remember, just like that in the article of Kahil, why game-based learning, the very purpose po of game-based learning is to have teaching through repetition, failure, and accomplishment of goals. So do not be afraid to use games, teachers. If failed, you and the learners can just simply try again and learn from the mistakes. Okay, I saw this article of Victoria entitled 11 Benefits of Playing Games in the Classroom. And this article encourages teachers to incorporate at least one game a day. And I really encourage you to at least, yes, use one game a day because this will be our way now to get the attention of our learners and for them to remember our class, okay, our lessons. Teachers, just remember po that if you are going to use games, choose a game that is relevant to the lesson or make that game you have in mind relevant to your lesson. Let us not waste our learning time po. Okay, the game we use for our class should be a learning experience for them. Okay, we should not use a game just for the sake of having a game and then there's no connection naman with our lesson. That should not be the case. Okay, we should use games that that will be relevant, connected, okay, to our lesson's intention. So if we are going to use game, make that game the chance to actually teach them without them noticing that they are actually learning the content of your of the content for that competency that day because that can be a fun way to teach them. Okay, if you notice po in the game I use the two truths and the lie. We're playing a game, right? But intentionally, I'm trying to make them read silently, pay attention, okay, to the different contents I want them to remember. So that's how we should be using games po. Make it relevant to your lesson. Make it meaningful for your learners. Then, of course, we have to choose a game that is suitable for our learners. Okay, in terms of closure activities, mga kabibal, this is something that I really encourage you to try because uh, in this article of Miller, I really agree for these with this statement. These are actually my reasons for using closure activities in my online classes because closure activities teachers can serve as our formative assessment sometimes or if not, we can just use this to check in on our students' feelings. Okay, personally, teachers, closure activity, I consider this a rescue. Okay, this is a rescue for me whenever we run out of time in class. Okay, my learners for the online classes, they are very used to us having exit activities. We call it exit activities, where they should be answering a Google form, simple task in the Google form. Okay, that will serve as an assessment for me. Whenever we run out of time, Google form closure activity is my savior. Okay, and then there another reason why I really use closure activities teachers. A closure activity, one closure activity can be a private way for our learners to share to us what they cannot share to the class. Okay, and with their answers, that will be a reflection for you as well. So closure activities are something that we need to start using in our online classes. Don't worry, this will not take too much of our time. Instead, this will save us time in our class. All right. This time po, I have this personal favorite I want to suggest to you. I saw this already before in a blog on Edutopia. Okay, so this is called po students I learn from the most. Okay. So in this closure activity, the learners will just mention somebody or one classmate. They consider the students they learn from the most. Okay. Now, why do I suggest this to you? I used this already before po for the face-to-face classes, and I believe this is still useful for online classes. Why? Because this closure activity po encourages culture of praising and the use of kind words. Okay, so mga kabibal, may co-educators, remember po that there is no best way to effective teaching. So try your way, okay? Try yours. And then why not try the ways we are learning from other teachers as well. Okay. Now, whatever strategy there is, they will these strategies will not be effective po unless we build first a trusting relationship with our learners. Yan. Correct me if I'm wrong, teachers, but I think most of us prefer having at least one person who believes in us, right? We want to have at least one person who roots for us. And teachers, be that person who roots for your students. That's all for my sharing for today. If you have any questions, I think we may now start answering your questions for this demo reel. Presenting to you again my references. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Alas, for that wonderful demo teaching. So for now, we will proceed to the question and answer portion. So our first question is from Mike. At ito po ang kanyang tanong. Ano po ang maipapayo ninyo para mas maging engaging ang flow ng klase?
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for reading that question po. I will answer that in Filipino as well. Ang mapapayo ko po, para sa isang mas magandang daloy, flow ng ating klase, maghanda ng maigi at magplano. Para sa akin, ang magandang flow, okay, transition from one activity to another ng isang klase ay dahil sa magandang paghahanda ng guro. Okay? So, ayun po. I hope I answered the question. The key really to good flow of the lesson and for us to save time and make use wisely of the time for our class to be engaging is to plan it very well. Okay, for example, in the demonstration I presented po, if you notice po, we smoothly jump from one activity to another, right? Because I really took time to plan how I will be having transitions from one part of the lesson to another. I suggest writing. This is how I prepare po. This is my personal suggestion. Write po key phrase or sentences that will serve as your transition clue, okay, from one activity to another. I really use that po. That's how I prepare. For example, from the motivation part to your introduction, you must have this sentence that will serve as your transition. That way, you will be able to have a smoother flow of the lesson. Yun po inulit ko, yun lang, paghahanda, okay? Paghahanda talaga, maiging pagpaplano para magkaroon ng mas magandang daloy ng klase. Okay, I hope I answered the question po.
Alright, thank you, Miss Alas. So for the second question, this is from Miss Rochelle Tabion. She is also a teacher from DepEd. Okay, so here's her question. Can you recommend other games or approaches that can be used in multiple subject areas?
Okay, thank you, sir. Yes, okay. Thank you for that question. That's a nice question, no po. Especially just as I prepared for this demo reel, one of the topics that that I am choosing from, okay, when deciding my topic, is the use of interdisciplinary activities. Okay, when we say interdisciplinary activities po, these are activities we can provide to the learners that will cover different subjects already. Okay, the question of our teacher is for me to suggest a game or an approach. I think that can be one approach I can suggest. Okay, the use of interdisciplinary activities or interdisciplinary projects. Okay, so just think of, for example, you have this competency and you're preparing for an assessment for this. Okay, you may collaborate. That's how it is done. You may collaborate with other teachers po and have this project cover already different subjects. Okay, for example, we have performance tasks, right, as part of our grading system. So to save time and to make the project easier for the learners, you may pick one project which will be useful for the different subjects already. Okay, that's interdisciplinary activity. That's an approach I can suggest. In terms of the game, what other game I may suggest that will be applicable for different uh, areas? You notice po, two truths and a lie can be used for English as well. Okay, for example, when we are having lessons on, for example, the lesson is about fact or opinion. Okay, that can be useful as well. What other games may I suggest? Okay. Yung for example the talk quickly. Okay, talk quickly can be used for other subject. For example, for any other subject actually for AP. Okay, you may ask them to type or enumerate different answers for a certain topic. For example, countries. Okay, they can provide quick answers for that. For those topics with categories as well, you may use that game. Okay? Let me just think of other games po I may suggest because I think this is the chance for me to really share to you no some other games I use for my class. Okay. Uh-huh. What other game? I usually change po kasi the name the name of the game. But this is the idea of this game I want to suggest. For example, we are using my class. For my class, I once used the game. I call it Name It. Okay, Name It. As simple as that. But that game po, I have used that for several subjects already. I used that for introduction. Okay, for example, that one game, I used that for Filipino in a lesson for commercials or patalastas. Ayan, I just presented to them pictures and then they name it. Siyempre kapag Pilipino, Pilipino ang gagamitin nating pangalan ng ating laro, ano, no, imo-modify natin. Okay? That game, Name It, I also use that for other subjects such as English. Okay? I use that for them in our lesson on I think figures of speech. Okay, something like that. Okay, so you can use that for other subject as well. And you can also use that for science. Okay, just present them some pictures maybe or sentences maybe which they have to name. Okay, and then you'll be able to engage them already. Whatever part of the lesson you want it to be used. If you want it to be for the motivation that's applicable to for the review, no problem as well, even for the drill. Okay, so uh, I am hoping for giving some other game, but at the moment, those are the games I can think of immediately, ano, and that's the approach I would like to share. So hope I answered the question.
All right. Thank you, Miss Alas. So that's all the questions that we have for now. Do you have any last reminders to our viewers for today?
Sir, I think one of my teacher learner here po sent a question. So maybe I should answer this, sir. No, especially my teacher learners are very participative. We're very participative today. Let
Go
me
ahead,
just
ma'am.
read and answer this question. How do we do the closure activity? Students I learned from the most. Ayan, the one I suggested at the last part of my discussion po ano. Students I learned from the most, as I mentioned earlier, I saw that on a blog on the site of Edutopia, and it's a personal favorite for me. This is how it's done po. You will be facilitating, of course, and then you will just ask the learners to choose one classmate, okay, in the class, in the room, okay, they think they learned from the most. Okay, for example, if Marielle, uh, if Marielle consider Alaika, okay, the student she learned from the most, then Marielle will mention the name of Alaika, okay, when it's Marielle's turn to share. Okay, and then the student will mention the reasons, okay, why that classmate was chosen. Of course, it will be it will be depending on the teacher how you will be asking the learners to take turns in sharing their answers. For face-to-face classes, okay, I experienced using this by tossing a ball, and then the one holding the ball will be mentioning somebody, okay, who he or she considers as the student they learn from the most. Okay, and then give it to that student, and then another sharing will take place. Now for online classes, it's just a matter of facilitation for from the side of the teachers. Ano, you may ask one student to start and then take turns as their names are mentioned, or just like what I did in our demonstration, you may ask them to type I or maybe raise their hands. Okay, we have features like that naman in our meeting application, and then you ask them to share the name of the student and the reasons, okay, why they pick that student as the classmate they learn from them. So that's how that one is done. Okay. Thank you
Thank
rin
you
po.
po.
Thank you rin po. Okay, Sir Dave, I will be giving my last statement na po, ano?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay po. So, before saying goodbye, I want to take this chance to give thanks once again to Vibal Group for this chance po to be heard, for this chance to share. Thank you so much. Okay? As I always say, as long as my intention to serve was communicated, I would be the happiest. So teachers, in our desire, in our attempt to be an effective teacher, let's not forget po that the priority is still our well-being. So stay healthy, happy and safe. Happy weekend po, and thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
For continuous patronage to our daily learning session. Don't forget to register to get your e-certificate of participation. We encourage you to subscribe and watch on our official Vibal Facebook page and YouTube channel. Muli, maraming salamat at magandang araw sa ating lahat.